ice hockey is one of the oldest sports in North America, originating in Canada in the 19th century. Though it is somewhat of an afterthought regarding American sports, the NHL and its affiliate leagues see steady growth in popularity and provide an exciting product for the consumers. This growing popularity of the professional sport nationwide has also helped see a surge of interest from children wanting to learn to play the game. This new generation of hockey fans are among many who get to learn what the sport has to offer. All aspects of this game are create a great community of fans and players who allow for a truly unique entertainment experience. Today, I would like to discuss what makes the sport of hockey so special and why it continues to grow tremendously in today's odd sports world. Over the past 30 years, the NHL has gone from 24 teams to 31, with a 32nd team awarded to Seattle, beginning play in the 2021-2022 season. And as of 2018, American youth hockey players have hit record highs 4 years in a row, with over 380,000 youth playing hockey. My goal is to introduce you to the game of hockey and maybe help make the sport a little clearer as to why it's loved by so many, including introducing some aspects of the game, the various leagues, the legendary players, the initiatives to welcome new players to the sport, and most importantly, the fans and the atmosphere they create. Hockey has many aspects that may seem intimidating to some people looking to get into the game. On the surface, it may just seem like a bunch of guys trying to hit a piece of rubber with a stick, knock it into a goal, and punch anyone who gets in their way of doing that. But terms such as icing or check or even hat trick come up, many people can get confused. The basics of the game are simple. Two teams have 6 players on the ice. 3 forwards, who are the more skilled players actively trying to score goals. 2 defensemen, the big buff guys who are trying to get the puck away from the opposing team. And the goalie, the guy wearing the most pads trying to keep the puck from going into the goal. The game starts with a face-off, where 2 opposing forwards set up and battle to get the puck for their team, and the teams go to work trying to score a goal. In the uncommon event that a single player scores 3 goals in a single game, the crowd throws their hats onto the ice to celebrate a hat trick. Referees also have a significant presence and can blow their whistles for many different things, such as icing, when the puck is shot too far into the team's offensive zone, offsides, when the players cross the offensive blue line before the puck does, or even for some self explanatory penalties, such as elbowing, high sticking, or tripping. Players are allowed to hit or check other players so long as they have possession of the puck. You're even allowed to throw down your gloves and fight someone else, as long as you stop throwing punches when your opponent hits the ice or if the refs break it up. The icing rule, however, in the NHL used to not exist before the year 1937, 6 years after the Boston Bruins and the New York Americans sent the puck down the ice over 130 times over 2 games with no consequence. Another part of the game that is a little difficult to understand is the tier system of the hockey leagues and how they transfer into one another. Unlike many other professional sports, college may not be the most immediate step for the NHL for most players. There are many leagues of all different professionality worldwide, but for simplicity's sake, we will just focus on the main leagues in North America. In North America, the stronger hockey players out of the local youth hockey leagues may be invited or drafted into one of North America's premier hockey leagues, such as the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, or the QMJHL, the Ontario Hockey League, the OHL, and the Western Hockey League, the WHL. A majority of NHL talent will have played for one of these 3 leagues at some point. Some players may be ready for the NHL draft. However, some may explore NCAA hockey before entering the draft. Regardless of their path to the draft, the NHL is rarely the next step after being drafted. Most players drafted will spend some time in the minor leagues on a farm team, preparing for their debut in the NHL. The best players will go straight into the NHL, while the next best players will spend time in the American Hockey League or the AHL. Players that may not make the cut for the AHL rosters may be sent down to the to the ECHL, which is the lowest NHL affiliated league in professional hockey. Having such an extensive network of teams and players allows NHL teams to scout from within their own systems for future NHL talent, while also giving fans a more affordable professional hockey experience. This also allows for smaller hockey markets to still have a hockey following and bring more fans to the game where an NHL team could not support itself in smaller markets. Tulsa, Oklahoma has the nearest professional hockey team to Northwest Arkansas, housing the Tulsa Oilers, which has existed over many incarnations since 1928. Legends of any sport are highly regarded and celebrated, but the vast history of the NHL allows for a wide variety of stars to emerge and prove their athleticism. The greats of the game of hockey include some who are even still playing today. The NHL is one of two sports leagues to retire a player's number across the entire league, and for good cause, too. In the year 2000, Wayne the Great One Gretzky's number 99 was retired across the NHL, as at his retirement he held 61 NHL records, including 894 career goals, 1,963 assists for 2,857 total points. Another NHL great was Mr. Hockey Gordie Howe. Gordie had the longest NHL career of any player, playing from 1945 to 1971 and again from 1973 to 1980, retiring for good at the age of 52. Gordie held the NHL record for goals, assists, and points until Gretzky broke all of those records. Today, players such as Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin dominate the league in every way possible. The two of them form a natural rivalry, combining to win 11 Rocket Richard trophies for most goals scored in a season over the past 16 years. Young talent like Connor McDavid, who is the NHL's fastest skater for 2 years in a row, and Austin Matthews, who scored 4 goals in his rookie debut in 2016, keep the ice young and fresh and allowing the game to evolve faster and harder than ever. To further prove how insane of a hockey player Wayne Gretzky was, he and his brother Brent hold the NHL record for most points scored by a pair of brothers in NHL history with 2,861 points. Wayne scored 2,857 points, and Brent scored 4. The NHL takes pride in getting kids into the game of hockey by creating many opportunities for exposure. Introducing kids to the game also allows for their parents to get involved and provide more fans to watch televised or live games or even add to the next generation of NHL stars. Many NHL teams do all kinds of work in their communities to outreach to the children and get them to play. For instance, the Dallas Stars offers a program teaching kids how to play hockey and giving them all the equipment they need to play at many ice rinks nearby, including our very own Jones Center ice rink in Springdale. This helps kids get interested in the sport when getting involved may otherwise be difficult or nerve-wracking for parents who don't know where to begin. The NHL also partners with its corporate sponsors to provide NHL action in new places. The Kraft Hockeyville Sweepstakes allows fans to nominate their local ice rink to play host to an NHL preseason game, as well as offer hundreds of thousands of dollars in rink upgrades. They also play other preseason games in front of different market crowds, such as the Dallas Stars and Florida Panthers playing one preseason game at the BOK Center in Tulsa each of the past 2 seasons. Over the past 10 years, youth hockey participation has grown over 30,000 new players across the U.S. alone, with 320,000 boys and 60,000 girls playing the game today. Lastly, the most important aspect of hockey is the fans. The fans create such an insane environment at live games where it is unlikely anything you could ever experience elsewhere. Each team has their own traditions that they hold true each game, and most loyal fans will immediately have a relatable experience with another loyal fan that allows them to bond. Hockey crowds are audibly insane, whether it's the 23,000 fans cheering during the national anthem before a Chicago Blackhawks game, or every Nashville Predators fan taunting an opposing goalie in sync with each other during the playoffs. NHL fans are a breed of their own. These traditions are honored at all costs by each fandom and even have some league-wide traditions, such as throwing your hat to the ice after a player scores 3 goals, or the innate banging on the glass when players may get pushed up against the barriers. Being in one of these arenas when every person in the building is there to enjoy the magical sport of hockey is absolutely intoxicating. Though NHL attendance has been steady for the past few seasons, it's up over 400 fans per game over the past 10 years. The sport of hockey is unlike any other sport, offering such a unique experience, history, and environment for anyone involved, such as the various aspects and terminology of the sport, the player development system, the heroes of the game, the introduction of new players and fans of all ages, and how the fans continue to congregate and celebrate their teams. Over the 103-year history of the NHL and the ageless history of the game of hockey, many unforgettable moments have been witnessed. Many remarkable players have come and gone, and many fans have sat in these stadiums. The sport is a brotherhood from the moment you become a part of it, allowing you to have special relationship with any other fan of the game. Whether your teams are rivals or not, you and your fellow hockey fans can relate together and enjoy this sport that many of us hold dear. I hope that this has possibly inspired you to take the plunge into the game of hockey and maybe check out some of the countless highlight reels on YouTube. Maybe this sport is for you, and maybe we'll find what I have found in this heartwarming, face-smashing sport.